Hi everyone. Today I thought I'd show you how you can make this really cute apartment. It's so fun and lots of detail. It has a living room, a dining room, kitchen, a bedroom, and it even has an office, which I have to say I don't think I've ever seen in a miniature before. So that is really cute. You'll have a lot of fun making this. Remember, it's your miniature, so you can decide which pieces you begin with, what you want to do, and so on. I'm going to start by making this bed, and first of all I always take out all of the items that I'm going to need, and we'll start off by making the headboard and the baseboard, and then we'll just add the bottom of the bed to that and put that together. It's cute, very nice, simple. Uh, we add a little bit of batt in there to give some texture. We're going to add on this tiny quilt and a little piece of ribbon along the top, and then some of this pink stuff, which I believe is meant to be cushions. It's a little bit unusual, but okay. Next up is this table, and as you can see, it's a see-through top. That's actually this brown piece here, which you have to tear off. And then you just simply add each of the legs, and that's a very quick and simple build. Next, we'll add the accessories. You've got a cup of coffee there, small piece of cutout cake, which is so cute, and the rest of the cake in another coffee. Look how cute that is. Very sweet. Now we're going to make some plants, and we need to cut out all of these leaves, add some glue to each of those, and then cut a little piece of this wire, and then we need to leave that to dry. While we're doing that, I'm going to make this really cute guitar, which is super easy, but it's so cute and it comes out just fantastic. I was so impressed with this. And again, that's the great thing about being able to choose to do whatever you want. I wanted to do something really fun and quick and easy while I was waiting for the plants. Next, we'll make some very quick and easy pictures, which will be hanging up later on. The leaves have finally dried, and I put them into these little flower pots. I'm not really very good at flowers, so I'm quite happy with how these came out. Then we're going to make these two chairs, and they'll be added to a little sort of podium that we'll be making in just a minute. We're going to add a fence onto the podium, and then we're going to add the things that we've already made. Now we'll make a few more pieces of furniture. This next piece of furniture is actually a bedroom table, and it's very interesting because it's made to look like a radio. And I think that goes into saying a lot about how much they've thought about making this product. It's very ingenious. I like that a lot. Cute, huh? Now we're going into making books. This is the way you make most of the books. You just cut out these pieces of paper and then you fold it again and again and again. And it takes an eternity. Always remember to glue both the back and the front sides. Otherwise you'll find the papers will start falling out in the middle. I made a few of the books like this and they took quite a long time. But I'm going to show you how to make books my favorite method, which is just to put them, the back and the front, onto, I use some foam. You let them dry, cut them up, and seriously, it goes so fast. I made 3 times as many books this way as I did trying that first time. I couldn't find this bead that it's referring to, so I had to use my own, so that will actually lose a point when I do the ratings at the end. But it still makes a nice little lamp, some paper mache there and a bead. This is just to remind you to put those stoppers on the bottom there. Now we're going to paste the floor onto the cardboard there, and I'm going to show you a little bit about wallpapering here. You put some glue on the back and cover that really well, and then you're going to put it on here. Notice that the 2 holes on the right there are going to be the 2 holes that you see on the paper. Make sure that they go there. That's for lights later on. And then the real secret to this is just to take a damp cloth and to push the glue out all the way around, and you'll get a nice flat surface. I'm going to do the first floor as well while we're at it. Get it all done, and then we have that one as well. And I'm just rubbing out the glue on that one. I've put it off long enough. Now I have to make the furniture. I'm adding this one circle as well, because actually in the catalogue that comes later on. It's always a good idea when you've got material and you have quite a lot to cut out, like this is here, and you can see it's all there in the catalogue, but not that circle. That comes later on, and just make sure, because sometimes you can just cut it out and then you don't have enough material because you haven't realized something's coming later on in the cupboard. I've also cut this extra piece, and I'll explain that in a few minutes. You can see this is how to make one of the arms, and the rest of the sofa is exactly the same. You just cover it in the same way and then add on some decoration at the end, and that looks actually really cute. Now I've turned a few pages in the catalogue and come upon this one that obviously I'd seen before, and as you can see it doesn't include that strip, but it definitely needs it, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm afraid this is going to lose a point at the end when I give it a grading. Anyway, we'll just cut around that and glue that down, and of course just cut off the excess there. We don't need any of that. And then we're going to put that strip around, and you'll see what a difference that makes, but it wasn't explained in the brochure. So there you have it. I think that looks a lot nicer, right? Now, having said that, I'm actually going to add a point back to this build, because here you see, if you're looking for a specific piece, you can find it on this parts sheet. Not all miniature builds have this, and this is such a great thing because it shows you the exact size and also the color, so it's very helpful to find. This next part is a table for the living room, and it's a very well thought out table. Again, they get good points for this. So we'll just make that, put the top on again, and those two go together. Isn't that clever? Very clever. There's this box that we have to make, and quite a few other such things later on. So again, just very important to score before you fold. It will make it much easier. And now we're just adding the decorations to that table. There's that little box along with a cup of coffee, a plant, and a little fruit basket. And I think that came out actually really nice. Now we're going to make some more furniture for the living room. And just look how nice that is, and not just a boring table, but a really well thought out miniature piece. These two pieces come complete. You just need to add the plastic, and whenever you're doing this, always paste to the plastic first and then cut out. It just makes it easier. Another plus with this kit is that they actually have things on the back side, which is really amazing because most miniatures just don't. So that's very cool. These are just the pictures that we're adding now, putting those into place. This is on the right hand side wall. Now we'll glue that to the base, and I recommend using a square to keep that in place. Now we're coming to one of my favourite things, which is making stairs, and I really like these stairs. They're different and unusual to the normal ones, and very fun to make. Now we're going to make the cupboards for the kitchen. Again, these are all the parts needed, and I'll glue it first onto the material and then cut the material. Trying to cut the material and fit it is much more difficult, so it's better to do it this way. The doors will go onto the base there along with the top, and then finally the side piece. And we can put that also into the kitchen. Next comes the fridge, and this is just basically a square box. And you put on the cover there, and you can pop that in as well. I put it in upside down. Now next is this carpet. Isn't that gross? Cut that up. We don't want that. Instead, we'll use this nice piece of cloth that we have left over. Much nicer, right? This is how we put the lamp together, and then we cut out some crepe paper and make a shade. And then we will need to start making a hole in the base, and this is where the wiring will go. And that lamp will have the wire attached to it, and you just pull it through there. Quite simple. We're going to make the oven next, and this is really quite a simple piece of furniture to make up, build together, and comes out really nice. Before I finish it off though, I'm going to show you how to make a cup of coffee. That's to say, a miniature cup of coffee. One trick that I found. This is the cup, and I actually cut a piece of mini glue and then roll that around instead of just trying to roll it on its own, and that makes it a perfect round little cup. You just add on the top there. This is a plate of apples that will go also onto the top of the stove, and the little green bits there were cut in to make whatever they are. And here's the rest of another fruit basket. Next comes a bead and a piece of wire for the tap. Now we'll add the final pieces on. There you have the apples, the fruit basket, and a box. And I just put a little pan on there instead of the thing that they came with. I didn't like it. We'll just put that into the kitchen. Here's the mat that they suggest, which is really horrible enough, so we're going to rip that one up. Ooh, that just feels so good when you can do that. And instead we'll add a bit of the batting that was included earlier. Now we'll be making a small rack that goes over the oven. Then we have the finished base, and I just think that looks fabulous. It's so cute, Really, really cute. Lovely. I love that so much. This is a light that will go under the first floor ceiling, so it will show into the kitchen like this. And I just paste that on there and pull that through. And now we can start to actually add that first floor base, which is really nice. This is a book tree that we're going to make. Those two pieces of the yellow tree just fit together, and then you just put books to it, so it's very easy. But what a clever idea again. Very ingenious instead of just a shelf. So look how clever that looks. Very clever. We'll put in a light just above it, and then we'll make the cover, which is basically 3 beads and a piece of wire put together. This kit comes with this to put on the back, but I just didn't like it. I liked it just plain, so I'm not going to use that. Now we're making the office walls, and I was actually thrilled when I saw it had an office, really, and something going out the back. Again, something's very unusual for most miniature houses. They don't have that, so very clever. Kudos to these people. There also goes a light up there, and I glued that, and then there's this piece of plexiglass with already a cut in it that just snaps into the top there. We'll start adding the furniture to the office, that cute little cupboard guy, and the table with all the accessories, and finally the little chair, and that looks very cute. Now we have a little basket to put in next to the bed, and that will go in just after this little carpet, which I decided not to change. And to the right side of the bed will go this little radio guy, and the lamp will just go right on top of it. We're adding those pictures that we made earlier on, and then after we've done that, we'll be adding that guitar, which is so cute. Look how gorgeous that looks. Fantastic. The balcony comes next, and that really tried my patience, but it's really worth it in the end. It looks lovely, and you just add the last little bits in the end there. Then we'll be putting in the stairs. The last items to add to this side wall are those yellow curtains. We're almost finished now, but I have this little milk carton left over. Interesting. Now you're going to take all the wires and make them the same length, and then you take all the white ones, twirl those together, and all the light grey ones and twirl those together, and then just simply attach those to the battery. And there you have it. All the lights are working and everything is finished. Well done. Stay right. So here's this little bedside table, which is made out to, let me just, oh my gosh, these things are so sticky. Yikes. Okay, try again. So here's the bedside table, and, oh, come on. Okay, third time's lucky. And just glue that base to the bottom, and I always suggest putting a with the wiring. You can also put on these black plastic pieces, and then you just heat dry them to stick together. I actually happen to have one of those, which I've done now, and trust me that they're not going anywhere, those leads. They're really safe and secure now. And oh my gosh, you know what I just figured out? I forgot to attach them to the battery. Either this is a miniature house or that's a giant fly. This is the top of the table, which is see-through, and so you just need to peel off this brown backing. You just, okay, that's, okay. You just need to peel. Oh my gosh, that's impossible to get off. Now we're just going to add this cup of coffee, put that down on there. And you can see that chair is finished now, and it's, get off, Get off. Get off. Okay, let me try this one then. And so this is the final chair, and it's, come on, lift it up. And then you just, you know what? This black bit here, I'm just looking at the catalogue. Okay, it's the black bit that goes at the other side. Oh my gosh, I've actually stuck it down wrong. Okay, we begin again. And for you who are interested, this is where I put the milk carton. Just down here. How cute that is. Lovely. In my opinion, this is where I give my rating according to how I feel about this build. Value for money is way up there. I give it an 8, bordering on 9 actually. For the simplicity of build, it's about a 6. For the clarity of instructions, excellent instructions, including the parts sheet, so I give that an 8. And the quality of parts, I give a 7 because some parts were missing apparently and some parts were not explained very well. So that's my final score.